From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Our top story on this Monday evening, 23 fires sprang up in the interior due to high winds over the weekend.
The Alaska Division of Forestry reports that crews were spread thin due to fires popping up on Saturday. The fires were in the Fairbanks, Matsu, Delta, and Togue areas. 15 of those fires were in Fairbanks, including multiple starts at Cripple Creek, Badger Road, and Chena Hot Springs Road. Most of the fire activity resulted from over 40-mile-per-hour winds blowing trees onto power lines. Despite heavy winds, none of the fires grew over 1.5 acres before firefighters contained them.
Of them starting within a few hours of each other, resources are spread pretty thin. We had good support from area fire departments that were there also in helping forestry as they responded, and I heard reports of residents out doing their part to beat the flames back too.
The same high winds that caused several fires in the interior also caused widespread power outages. Hundreds of residents over the weekend were without electricity due to high winds that caused trees and other debris to damage power lines. Now, Golden Valley Electric Association sent out 11 crews in the field to work on damaged poles, crossarms, and other broken equipment. All power was restored for residents as of 10 p.m. last night. Golden Valley Public Relations Officer Corinne Bradish says that in addition to the outages, over 18,000 customers experienced minor brownouts during the windstorm.
Any outage, be it a severe windstorm like this, we have a game plan. We have to kick into action. You can't sit around and think, oh, it might happen. It just, when it happens, you deal with it. And that's, setting up the call center and calling in the crews.
2 men are charged with robbery after allegedly holding a broken bottle to the throat of a Fairbanks taxi cab driver. 26-year-old Keith Ferguson and 25-year-old Jacob Kooks are charged with robbery in the first degree, theft, and felony assault. Now, according to an affidavit, the victim taxi cab driver arrived for a passenger pickup at 22nd Avenue, where the 2 men then jumped into the cab, held a broken bottle to his throat, and demanded money and keys from the ignition. The driver, identified as David Yang, sustained injuries to his chin. Authorities were able to detain the 2 men, who made away with $45 and broken keys from the ignition of the cab. Both men were arraigned in Fairbanks District Court on Saturday. Troopers also contacted a fugitive after the reported robbery while searching for the 2 male suspects. 22-year-old Jesse Ash of Idaho is awaiting extradition from Alaska after state troopers first identified him as a possible suspect. Troopers later learned Ash was not involved in the robbery but was a wanted fugitive from the state of Idaho. Ash reportedly had 2 outstanding felony warrants. He's being held at Fairbanks Correctional Center without bail until authorities can send him back.
Joe Miller made it official today, filing to run for U.S. Senate against incumbent Mark Begich. This is Miller's second shot at the post. He won the primary in 2010 over Lisa Murkowski, but she came back as a write-in and beat him in the general election. Some wrote Miller off after that, but the Fairbanks attorney has been campaigning and positioning himself on the internet for months. Miller is up against 2 Republicans, Lieutenant Governor Meade Treadwell and former Natural Resources Commissioner Dan Sullivan, in a bid to take on Begich in November.
Major differences. It really is a race, and one of the only ones in the United States, in fact, where we have a conservative Tea Party reform-oriented candidate against 2 establishment candidates. Normally you have the conservatives splitting the base. Here we have 2 establishment guys in the race, so we're very pleased with that. Of course, we have a clear contrast in the sense that we're fighting for the people. This is the We the People campaign. We're tired about D.C. and how it's been running. We're tired about the ruling class and the candidates that they send to us and tell us we've got to elect. This is about getting the country back on track.
All right, when we come back, a former Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson soldier is returned home after 5 years.
And a franchised restaurant is going local. We'll have those details next. Stay with us.
Welcome back. After 5 years of being a prisoner of war in Afghanistan, Bo Bergdahl was released by Taliban leaders this weekend. Bergdahl, an Army sergeant who was stationed at Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson in Anchorage, was deployed with the 4th Brigade Combat Team, 25th Infantry Division, when he was allegedly captured. Since then, the Taliban has released photos and videos of the soldier, demanding a release of key Taliban leaders in exchange for his. The United States government released 5 Taliban members in exchange for Bergdahl. Senator Mark Begich released a statement welcoming the soldier home and asking Alaskans to continue to pray for other prisoners of war. Soldiers at the Anchorage base commented about Bergdahl's release.
It's pretty exciting to hear. It's good to see our brothers and sisters in arms come back home.
That was one of our main missions, to find Bergdahl. We, just trying to find out where he was at, and it's good news to hear that he's returned. I see the efforts that troops put behind trying to find their brothers and sisters in arms. So again, it's just good to have him back.
And so we don't ever give up hope, as long as we have the belief that one of our comrades is still out there.
June 18th, Boston's restaurant and sports bar located on the Old Stees Highway will close its doors. Opening in its place around Labor Day will be a new Alaska-themed family restaurant and sports bar. The Banks Ale House will feature a non-smoking environment along with a new and expanded menu, 40 beer brands including locally and Alaskan-made brews, and local seafood and game meat products. The new facility will have a complete outdoor Alaska appearance inside to enhance the rustic look. Now, the owner says this project was a no-brainer when he came up with the idea.
And I felt after the 6 years I've been here with this Boston's that it was time to tailor something more towards the community. Try and find something that I felt was more of an Alaskan feel, more of an offering for our down-to-earth individuals in our community. And so I just took a lot of ideas that I've had over the years, talked to some of my staff, some friends and everything, and just kind of said, if I went this direction, what would I put together?
The new restaurant will also mean the addition of another 20 jobs for the community.
Road construction on South Cushman Street will be starting soon, and that will mean some issues for motorists. The Alaska Department of Transportation says the primary focus of construction is to repave the road and upgrade utilities located along it. Road construction will start on South Cushman from 28th Avenue to Airport Way.
Nearly every weekday this summer, there will be free events at UAF to educate and entertain residents. UAF Summer Sessions organizes the activities, which started tonight with the Legacy Lecture Series. In the coming weeks, the public can participate in health and science lectures on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and listen to live music on Thursdays. There will be hands-on science programs for kids and adults starting next Monday. Organizers say they've hosted these programs for the past 10 years because they want to share the campus with the entire community.
I mean, this is the second largest employer in the city after the military, and so we are central at core to the Fairbanks community, and I really, truly believe that we need to open the doors where you don't have to worry about paying for parking and come up and enjoy this campus.
And you can find a calendar of upcoming events on the Summer Sessions website. That's uaf.edu/summer. We've posted a link at webcenter11.com.
Awesome. All right. Well, Joe Cook is next with sports, and the Ice Dogs start the next step in trying to repeat as national champions.
That's right. The NAHL draft is tomorrow. Joe has more on that, plus state tournament matchups for baseball and softball. All of that and more next.
Hello, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook here in the Sports Seat for you this evening with your weekend recap. We start with the NAHL and the national champion Fairbanks Ice Dogs. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central Time will be the 2014 NAHL Draft. After the Ice Dogs May camps, this is the next step in their quest for a repeat. NAHL teams will draft until each club's protected list reaches 30 total players. The 30 players are made up of veteran players, tender players, and drafted players. That from the league website. The Fairbanks Ice Dogs will have the 24th pick in the first round. Notable draft picks for the Ice Dogs in last year's draft were Victor Liljegren from Sweden. Liljegren was drafted 94th overall in the 4th round and made second team all-rookie team for the Robson Cup champion Ice Dogs. He scored 45 points in the regular season, and he also had 8 in the playoffs. The Ice Dogs also drafted defenseman Willie Brooks, 69th overall. In the 3rd round a year ago, Brooks appeared in 28 games and tallied 8 points in his first season with the club. David Clapman was taken 3rd overall in the first round in 2013. His season was shortened, though, by a knee injury. And after this weekend's last high school softball and baseball games, the conference and state tournament seedings are set. We start with baseball. The ASAA First National Bank Alaska State Baseball Tournament starts this Thursday at Moeller Park at Sitka High School. The Lathrop Malamutes, who won their 3rd straight MAC title on Saturday night with an 8-5 win over West Valley, will play Colony at 10 a.m. on Thursday. Colony finished 4th in the state tourney last year and is the 2nd place SCC team. The winner of the game will face the Juneau South winner. South is the defending state champions, and Juneau finished third last year. On the opposite side of the bracket, West Valley will go up against the Wasilla Warriors, the SCC champs. That game is at 1 o'clock on Thursday. The winner will get Eagle River or state tournament host Sitka. And 3 interior high school softball teams will head down for their state tournament this week. The state softball tournament starts this Friday in Anchorage at the Cartier Fields. In the large schools bracket, Lathrop, the #1 seed out of the Rail Belt, has a first-round bye. They will face the winner of the South and West game. A 2-3 SCIC matchup. If South wins, it will be a rematch from last year's state title game. Lathrop lost 10-2 to South in that state final. Lathrop's game is at 3:30 on Field 1 on Friday. And then the small schools bracket, the MAC champion North Pole Patriots will take on Ketchikan at 1 o'clock on Field 3. Ketchikan is the 2nd seed from the SEC and was the state runner-up last year. The winner will get Kodiak, the Northern Lights champions. They have a first-round bye. That game is at 3:30 on Field 3. The Hutchinson Hawks, they will play Homer in their first game at 1 o'clock on Field 2 at the Carty Fields. Should the Hawks win, they will face Juneau Douglas, the SEC champion, at 3:30 on Field 2. And some of the best in the Mid-Alaska Conference will be at the baseball state tournament, and 4 of them are on Lathrop's squad. Terrell Ford, Wyatt Berg, Matt Van Wolken, and Cameron Walker were all MAC picks for the Malamutes. Monroe had 3 all-MAC performers, and Scooter Bynum, Nick Fleming, and Tyler Wells. The other MAC selections include West Valley's Casey Lewandowski, Tyler Chrisman, North Pole's Tyler Hill, and Jason Donald. Donnie Prasad of Delta rounds out the 2014 All-MAC baseball team, and in high school softball, West Valley and Lathrop were represented on the All-Rail Belt Conference team. The Malamutes had Jess Hall, Casey Duffield, and Selena Maxwell make the All-Rail team, and West Valley's Zon Thompson and Cheyenne Hendry were all-conference picks as well. And now we wrap up tonight's sportscast with the I-5 interior top 5 plays. Now the I-5 will be on hiatus for a while since the high school and college sports seasons are over for the interior, but we'll have some nice plays throughout the summer when we can. But for now, we'll leave you with these. At number 5, Lathrop softball player Selena Maxwell times it right and steals home for the Malamutes, getting the run in their 5-1 win over West Valley earlier this week. And at number 4, in the modified class, race veteran Scott Sluka wins the first main event of the season at the Mitchell Raceway for the GFRA at opening night on Friday. At number 3, Mike Fitzpatrick with the nice defensive play for Lathrop, robbing the North Pole Patriots of a base hit on Friday night. Lathrop won 3-1. At number 2, North Pole's Carissa Ramos tosses her first career one-hitter against the Hutchinson Hawks in a 12-0 shutout win as the Patriots win the MAC title. And at number 1, Cameron Walker keeps on hitting. Walker hits the go-ahead triple RBI for the Lathrop Malamutes and their come-from-behind 8-5 win over West Valley on Saturday night as they go on to win their 3rd straight MAC title. To pick the play of the week, comment on the post on the KTVF Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter pages, or email Joe Cook at KTVF11.com and tell us the play of the week. The play of the week will be revealed this Friday. And that'll do it for sports tonight. Thanks for rocking with me for a little while. Mike Schultz is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey, welcome back to Fbx Evening News. Time to take a look at weather once again. Mike Schultz with you. Hope you had a good weekend. Nice to see some rain move back into the interior and help the fire situation slow down a little bit. And also, I threw some grass seed out last night, so that helps out pretty good too. We'll talk more weather in just a little bit. Our photograph for tonight, this one's sent in by Daniel Sladen. It's a hummingbird moth, and don't see a whole lot of these around. A really nice job of capturing it. Beautiful colors and a nice flower too. Again, if you have a photograph you want to share with us, by all means send it to photos@ktvf11.com and we'll share it with the rest of the audience. Your numbers look like this. Our normal high 67, today's high only 58. The normal low 44 and overnight low last night 45. Record high 85, that was set in 1920. And in 1950, the temperature dropped down to 30 for the overnight record low. Daylight time, about 20 hours and 45 minutes, a gain of 6 minutes from yesterday. On our satellite radar, you can see this moisture coming in from the northeast. Kind of an unusual situation for it to be happening, but that's helping to continue that flow of moisture moving across the Fairbanks area. And until that moves through this little band here, we're going to still stay a little rainy and not real heavy rain, but just enough to wet things down like it's been doing all day long. Elsewhere across the state, here's what it looks like. As you can see over southeast Alaska, it looks like cloudy skies there. Of course, the showers across the interior and the rest of the state looking pretty good, just mainly cloudy skies. Temperatures a little cooler, 30 degrees at Barrow and Fort Yukon at 52. The lower 48 weather, pretty good frontal band moving out in the area of low pressure, moving rapidly into Canada. That's helping to spawn more thunderstorms, some of them severe at times, over the central plains and the eastern plains. And then out to the west, we have more showers and thunderstorms developing across the higher elevations there. And as far as later on this week, it looks like not too bad for the rest of the country. You can see out to the west, things look pretty clear. Hot temperatures over the desert southwest and a little rainfall over the northeast, but all in all, not too bad. And tomorrow, the hot temperatures will continue across parts of West Texas, New Mexico into Kansas. Over 100-degree temperatures expected there. Well, back to Alaska for tomorrow in the northern sections. Here's what it looks like. You can see mostly cloudy skies at Barrow, rain showers for Nome and also at Fort Yukon. Here in the interior, we'll be looking at cloudy skies with isolated showers at Fairbanks, Healy, and Delta Junction. Heading down to southeast Alaska, rain showers are likely in Juneau with just cloudy skies for Ketchikan. Well, out to the southwest, mostly cloudy at Bethel, a few clouds at Cold Bay, lots of sunshine expected in the Kodiak Island area. And down around the Anchorage Bowl, mostly sunny skies for Anchorage, Homer, and Valdez. So all in all, not too bad. Here's our forecast for tonight. As you can see, cloudy skies, scattered rain showers diminishing. That should be moving out of the area by midnight. 44 degrees for the overnight low. Now tomorrow's forecast looks like mostly cloudy, just an isolated chance for a shower, mainly north and east of the Fairbanks area. 62 degrees for the high. And the 5-day outlook here looking pretty good. Temperatures again warming back up again by Friday into Saturday and Sunday. Looking at 71 and 70 degrees with cooler temperatures in the first part of the 5-day period. Overnight lows will also be right around the low to mid 40s all the way through the 5-day period. And no more precipitation expected until maybe possibly Sunday, when another system moves in and gives us a little better opportunity of seeing some shower activity. So all in all, not too bad.
No, but it has definitely cooled down a lot.
And it's also, like I said, helped the fire danger situation considerably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I tried to go on a cruise on Saturday, and the cruise didn't leave the dock because of the wind and the fires and the river. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Those winds, I have never seen the dust blow so bad as it did Saturday. It was just incredible.
It was.
We've had a lot of wind this last month. I got to check with my friends at the Weather Service and see if this is the windiest, because I think it's got to be the windiest months we've ever had.
I do recall a couple summers ago there were some some spot fires around town because of the wind, and you were actually out there. Your car almost got burned.
Doing a report, and all of a sudden look back there, and this fire's coming toward my car. You're right.
Right, exactly.
Pretty scary.
Well, fortunately,
That reminds me of home, like all the winds, because Virginia we have like hurricanes and stuff. Yeah, reminds me of home. I thought I skipped that up here, but apparently not.
But the dust was. You don't have dust like that, I'll tell you that right now.
Right.
No, definitely not.
Well, fortunately, this rain is actually also taking care of that pollen that's out there, too.
Oh, my gosh, I hope so, yeah. Mm-hmm. That probably helped to add to my cold I got last week.
Yeah.
Thanks for helping out, guys, while I was gone. I appreciate that.
Anytime, Mike. We got your back.
Yeah.
Good to have you back.
We all have each other's back here.
We do.
We do.
T. Boom. Got it.
4 Musketeers.
All right.
That just happened.
It did.
We're killing time, in case you're wondering.
Yeah, Mary's in our ear telling us go, go, go.
That's right. Okay, well, I think we're safe.
Mary, are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
We're good. All right. That'll wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. We are glad you could join us.
All right, getting serious now. Tonight on NBC Nightly News, the details about the U.S. soldier released by the Taliban and new criticism of that deal. Stick around because that's coming up next with Brian Williams.
You can join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at webcenter11.com.
Saturday, Monty Bono was at the horse show going on at Tanana Valley Fairgrounds. We're going to leave you with some of that, and we'll hope to see you back here at 11.
We're not horsing around.
Yeehaw.
Right. Good night.